Okay, welcome back to the E-Managerial website. I wish to share with you how can auditor review the system log file or application log file or security log file. Based on my experience, I define 8 different log file that auditor need to be reviewed and define it as very significant when we need to identify the unauthorized access from the system or from the network or from the database. So the auditor will identify one is a authentication server or system log. The auditor review this log purposely to obtain what is a successfully or what is a fail of authentication attempt by unauthorized access. For example, the proxy server or domain controller or some other related to the authentication system that have the interdependency for the main system. So the auditor will extract the authentication server log to identify what is a potential of a failed authentication attempt to be logged in from the unmanageable on the section management. So this area auditor treat us significant. The next is a system lock. The system lock is generally involved with the system startup and shutdown or installation of unauthorized software. This is we focus on the freeware or application that installed without approving authority, and also involved with the file access, security policy change, or account change, for etc. And account creation, deletion, account privilege assignment, or ID suspend, something like that, and involved with the privilege or user right. So the system log will record for all activity, all moment that the system admin involved with the change, involved with the modification and update for all related critical activity of access. Auditor will obtain this log from the period of time that transact by the IT security or IT engineer. And the next is IDA or IPS system log. Auditor may obtain this log to identify what kind of malicious attack or activity, inappropriate use or inappropriate configuration setting, or identify what is a chance that compromise from external factor or from the network sniffing activity. So the IDA or IPS system log very important that support auditor to identify what is a control gap during the protection level or protection mechanism within the network infrastructure. And the number 4 and number 5 just similar, but the number 4 focus on the indicating system compromise for the internal device like a rootkit, bootnet or Trojan horse spyware or malicious code activity that focus on the outbound connection for the firewall rule. So the firewall and router log will address whatever involved with the outbound connectivity that engage with the internal device. So the next is firewall log. Auditor will review this log to identify the unauthorized connection attempt or inappropriate use by unauthorized user or the system to be compromised by the external attack or insider attack. Then the number 6 is application lock. The application lock is very important, involved with the core system or involved with the report engine or involved with the change from the business unit. So the auditor will address the log activity that include the unauthorized connection or attempt or account change or modification on the privilege or user right, the application and database user information or whatever involved with the asset and change management. Auditor will determine and measurable what is a chance and what is a thing can go wrong during the access and during the system maintenance period. For example, user vendor on outside support, so the vendor will remote to support the system in case of the our internal control was not tightened or was not sufficient. So the information can leak to the unauthorized people or to the third party without getting the consent. So this is a very critical relate to the reputation damage or relate to legality risk. Auditor treat the application log as very important. So the next is an antivirus log. Antivirus log very important. Auditor will obtain this log to monitor and verify what is the update definition failure and what are the indication of the outdated signature and software and what is a critical alert or what is a threshold alert for antivirus in case of the virus catch in the wall service. So the network engineer or network infrastructure need to be monitor regularly and identify what is a threat and how can we mitigate the risk. We are the vulnerabilities of releasement solution on a certain area on the security patch code. So the auditor will ask and throw a lot of questions to the IT engineer on the antivirus log, whether the IT management function have the proper internal control mechanism to measure what is a suspect activity or suspicious area that involved with the system update or failure of the definition. The last one is a security lock. Security lock we involve only the pack management and some IDPS is mean the intrusion detection prevention system product may record information on known vulnerable service and application. Auditor will measure what is a security breach on the system configuration and some loophole on the pack releasement, whether the record is contain the system vulnerability and application that lead to fraudster or hacker to compromise furtherly in case of the configuration broken or the setting was not sufficiently comply as the standard requirement. Okay, this is the principle of the kind of log file that auditor need to be reviewed in case of they are on field work. Okay, thank you so much for watching my video. Please like and share this video.